13 of Meet Houston Missions. I'm an attorney with Simmons and Fletcher, PC Injury and Accident Lawyers, and I am here with Ron Peters, the Executive Director of Katy Responds. Ron, why don't you tell us a little bit about Katy Responds and how y'all help people and how y'all got started?
Well, yeah, thank you, Paul, for having us. We really appreciate it. Katy Responds was actually formed post Harvey. We were designed to rebuild. The church community really came together immediately during and after Harvey to do the initial response to the floodwaters, mucking and gutting people's homes and whatnot. And it was fun in games back then. I mean, it was hard work, but the challenge was there were a lot of people that didn't have insurance. There were a lot of people that didn't have a 401k to hit. And these folks were left marginalized in homes that were flooded, and they were trying to live there. So several major churches in the Katy community, I know Kingsland was one, Fellowship, Grace, were probably the larger of the three that kind of sat in a room and said, hey, let's build a rebuild group. So we could start fundraising and getting money to try and help some of these families up out of the disaster. So we're basically a nonprofit disaster rebuild group, and that's pretty much our world. We've gotten into some of the mask stuff. We've done some food drives during the pandemic, just to stay busy and to be in the community. But for the most part, our staff is and we're aligned to serve those that are affected by disaster. So we've got a board over here that still has Harvey home, and so our job is to show up with God and reveal Him to them as we go about our business, finding money and then doing the repairs. So we have a staff, contractor base that we use. So we're a little construction company, little remodeler. And then, Harvey looked like it had a window that was going to close and we're going to get done. Of course, all the funding, any type of United Way or funding like that dried up in the last year and a half. Now I will take that back. Samaritan's Purse actually has been really, really, really aggressive in that world. So there's still some potential for Harvey victims to get some help where we could come do the rebuild. But for the most part, most of that funding is dried up. And of course, the winter storm hit. So when the winter storm hit, you got to do the emergency response, which was let's get people water, make sure their heating systems are working and that they're okay. But the same thing, you have a massive amount of water damage. We have mold growth everywhere, and these folks, they don't have any place to go. They're living in it, Paul. So we turned around and started trying to find some funds to help us do rebuild from Uri. And and we were able to. United Way has been spectacular. The George Foundation, spectacular. Greater Houston Community Foundation, spectacular at supporting at least us and groups like us. And they do the big work of gathering the dollars, and then they have us go out and apply for them. And so we've been blessed with grants in Fort Bend County and Harris County, able to do some work with Hope Disaster out of Cypress. They've been supporting us, and as SBP as well has gotten some funds. So my job right now actually is to go out and try and find funds. That's what I do. I don't like to do it. I'll be honest with you. It's not my favorite thing. But looking behind me, this wall is full, and there's more on the other side over there that are all winter storm funded. And as you can see on there, there's several numbers, and the numbers represent what money we've raised for each of the homes. Some of them are done. Some of them we will be able to do the work and not need any additional funds. But half of them are not even halfway there. So we have a lot of work to do.
So it sounds like you guys raise funds on a kind of a per home basis and then use those funds to fix that particular home. Is that kind of how it works?
If it's a grant, Paul, the grant will typically cover a bunch of houses. Gotcha. So, but they typically limit us to a particular value. per home. So, but we've got some homes. One that we're embarking on now. It's a 24-year-old kid during the last few years lost both mom and dad. Was trying to take care of Katy High School, ex-Katy High School football player, Katy Tiger, they would want me to say. And Yuri came in, all he's got is his house. He's home from college. Now he's raising his little brother and a contractor, which we find a lot of this, and it's sad. But these cheap contractors come in and they just rob these people blind. And this poor fella got taken. The guy gutted his house, took anything of value, and absconded and left an unlivable home. And so we're looking at, I'm probably needing $70,000 just to fix the house. They ripped the air conditioning from out of the house, ripped the AC. Anyway, so yeah, it's just amazing. A grant may allow me $15,000. It's not going to get me there.
Right.
There's no floors, there's no bathrooms, there's a kitchen, it's gutted. So I'll take that initial start that the United Way or Greater Houston Community Foundation has given us, and then we'll go out and reach out to people and we do fundraisers. I do a golf tournament now, and we do a Giving Tuesday event every year, and we're working on a third.
And how many full-timers do you have there versus volunteers and all that?
We have a gazillion volunteers. We have a lot of folks that have signed up. The church community out in the Katy area has been great. There are 4 full-time and 2 part-time. And the construction folks, they got to know what they're doing. So, it's sad, Paul, but we go through a lot of them, and not in a bad way. Just that they learn a really good skill, and it would bless me tremendously if I knew that this could be a starting ground for somebody to come in, learn the construction rebuild trade, and then take it out and make $80,000 a year for a building. That would be incredible, and that's kind of my goal for those positions in the field.
Like partnering maybe with trade schools or something like that, even as an apprenticeship type like position, yeah.
Exactly. We have developed a project management training program, and so we've implemented the first 2 phases. We've got a third phase to finish up, but it'll be more geared towards the disaster world, but there's a lot of us contractors that work in the disaster world, cotton, and there's several of them. So that would be, in a perfect world, that'd be where Katy Responds would go. We also do, Paul, and maybe you don't know this, but we also are part of the Texas Congregational Disaster Preparedness Group, so we do training to prepare churches and congregations to prepare for the hurricane. So that in the day when a Harvey hit, we're not all over the place. That we actually have a formal process where each church has a particular area that they are supporting, and we're doing muck and gut training, we're doing roof tarping training, we're doing tree removal training. So we're working with other coalitions out of the Houston Responds group to do just that, to help churches become a better tool, not only for themselves, but their community. We call ourselves the second responders, because when the fire departments are gone, I don't know if you recall, but back in when the Watson grinding facility blew up over there off of Beltway and I-10,
right,
north of I-10. One of our coalition partners is in that neighborhood, and that was our first foray into using this congregational preparedness program. And they did the alert media and they sent it out, and we within 24 hours of being told that the fire department was done, we had got bitten to every home and assessed every home and knew what the needs were. It was so well organized and done. Trevor Barnett's the leader over there at the restoration team, just did a spectacular job.
If somebody wants to get involved with Katy Responds, it sounds like y'all need tons and tons of volunteers all the time. How can people become a volunteer with that organization?
It's pretty easy. KatyResponds.org. There's places all over the place. We're very, very vocal. Volunteer now. So just click on there. We don't care where you come from, but our service area is the Katy ISD. Their footprint is pretty much where we serve. Now, We are doing some houses in Fort Bend because we were given some grant dollars to do that.
Gotcha.
For the most part, we're trying to stay in the Katy ISD area. So yeah, Katy, Richmond, Fulshire, that whole area is the area that we will put you to work in. We're getting better at it, but we've got, projects for people that are good at carpentry. We have lots of projects for painting. We just picked up a new fence today. So in this situation, a lot of organizations charge for volunteer teams to come out. What we'll typically do is companies will call us and say, hey, we want to do an employee day out, service day, and we'll find out how many people they've got. Typically, we'll put them to work on a fence or a landscaping project, and any of the costs associated with getting the material to do that fence, we'll offer that to the company to pick up. So we're not having to use Katy Responds dollars out of these homes to make that happen. So we'll give you the volunteer experience if you want. Then you have the opportunity also to go to work on these houses. So every so often we need a painter or we need a demo crew, and they're on the website. So you go on the website, you hit the calendar, and we'll show you exactly how many spots we need for today. We're moving a family out of a home. We needed 3 or 4 people to help us do that. So that is up on the website. God bless that website. You get me to try and remember all that stuff, it wouldn't happen.
It sounds like it's set up very well for team signups and that sort of thing. I would assume that if people also want to donate and just financially bless the Katy Responds group with help, they could go to the website and find information on that there as well.
We do, yeah. It's very easy to do. I'd be thrilled to meet anybody who wants to financially support us. It's such a big deal to us. But yeah, you can donate online. You can call it in. You can write us a check. We just need it. That's all. It's for sure. We're 100% funded by our neighbors. So and if y'all don't do it, we're not going to be here to help the next guy.
Okay, well, thank you so much for taking the time to tell us a little bit about Katy Responds. Is there anything that you're thinking of that I haven't asked you about?
Really encouraging folks to go on our website and to get to know our families a little bit. You'll be surprised at who's in need out there. They're your next door neighbors, and they're hiding.
You mentioned to me before we got started here that people can actually go on your Facebook page and kind of meet some of the families that you've helped, that some of them have allowed y'all to post pictures and of some of the, not only the work you've done, but of them and how you kind of bless their lives. And so I think that's important too, to get out there, that people can go and follow you on social media and really just kind of see the actual work that y'all are doing and how y'all are helping people.
Yeah, we're real proud of it. And just let us know that you looked, because we don't know if you do.